House that the allegations of skewed resource allocation was utterly without basis. In fact, Mr. Speaker, I have been baffled by the utterances by both inside and outside these chambers by elected representatives of the people who have been given enormous mandate and responsibility to do this sacred duty of distributing the public resources, Mr. Speaker, to turn around the whole world, either feign ignorance, Mr. Speaker, on the public,
Order.
or, Mr. Speaker,
Order, honorable members.
or Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Robert Mbui, what is out of order?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
He's answering your question, remember?
Mr. Speaker, I do agree, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, you know that this is a question that I raised in the House Business Committee that you chair. And we agreed as a House that instead of talking about it, even in this chamber, Mr. Speaker, because I had wanted to seek for your permission to do an adjournment motion, we agreed that we ask the CS so that he can come and clarify. Mr. Speaker, is the CS in order to lecture members of Parliament? And I want to say what he has said, that he is baffled by utterances, both inside and outside these chambers, Mr. Speaker, by elected representatives of the people who have been given a mandate to turn around the whole world and either feign ignorance or deliberately mislead the public. Mr. Speaker, is the CS allowed to say such words in this House? Mr. Speaker, the CS has to withdraw that statement and apologize to this House.
He is answering your question. Let him finish. You will interrogate him.
Mr. Speaker.
Minister, order. Order, honorable members. I have brought the minister for you to grill him on whatever you want. That grilling and questioning excludes shouting at the minister. So listen to him. When he finishes, everybody will have an opportunity to ask questions which I shall compel him to answer. But let's have some decorum in the House. Minister, try and paraphrase your answers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
The reason why, Mr. Speaker, I have to go this length to answer in detail is, Mr. Speaker, there is a misconstrued position in the public that certain constituencies or certain counties or certain communities are getting projects more than the others. Mr. Speaker, I have overemphasized that should there be unfair distribution of these resources, Mr. Speaker, the problem squarely lies in the House that allocates the resources. Mr. Speaker, I will be willing, Mr. Speaker, I will be willing to be educated where else budget takes place in the Republic of Kenya. The only supreme august house in the Republic of Kenya which allocates resources and not, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Order, Minister, take your seat. Honorable members, let's take the answer. Minister, try and paraphrase. Yes. You have made your policy statement. Avoid the temptation to appear as if you are lecturing members. Order. I need no assistance. I need no assistance from any one of you. Avoid the temptation to appear as if you are lecturing members. Answer the question. Indeed, many of these members keep coming to my chamber to raise the same questions. That's why you've been called here. When he finishes, I'll give you time to ask questions. I had allocated 45 minutes. I'll even allocate more time for you to ask questions and be satisfied with what the minister is doing in your constituencies and elsewhere in the country.
For the assurance of the House, Mr. Speaker, I will be tabling itemized budget by this House past this financial year, clear with indication of the money for every road and for every county and for every constituency. So that, Mr. Speaker, it becomes clear that there is no other entity in this country or in the world that budgets for roads for our country except this honorable august House. Mr. Speaker, it is unfortunate, therefore, that these projects were misconstrued as an introduction of new projects. For avoidance of doubt, Mr. Speaker, the replacements of non-performing contractors, I'm just giving a summary of what you say, as you said, Mr. Speaker, that for the avoidance of doubt, the replacement of these non-performing contractors, some of whom have abandoned the site, is continuous, and after termination, the replacement of these contractors will be done through an open tender as provided in an annex that I have here, which is part of the advertisement just after the one Honorable Mbui spoke about. Mr. Speaker, the annex we are providing